Hi everybody, and welcome to Bobby B's East Coast RC. I am Bobby B. Today I'm going to be running my AX10 solid axle monster truck. Now, this AX10 was originally an Axial Ridgecrest. If you already are a subscriber or you are watching my videos, then you may remember me running this truck. Not too long ago, I ran it with a red Dodge Ram body on it, and it didn't go so well. I had a 151 ounce steering servo, a tactic steering servo. It comes on all the Axial RTRs these days, like the SCX10. They all got it. Not too expensive. I picked up an extra one, and I thought it would be enough. I figured it would do the job. I was sadly mistaken. These tires are incredibly heavy, and the tires I was running at the time were actually the RC 4-wheel drive rumble tires, which are not as big as the Clodbuster tires, but they're right up there, and they're heavy. And I was running on asphalt, and those tires beg to be run on dirt. I mean, they're not made for a high traction surface like asphalt. So I was already working against it. Another thing I did wrong is I got a aluminum servo horn, and I had no servo saver. So I'm now running it as a monster truck with the aluminum servo horn and no servo saver. That's just asking for trouble. And if you remember the video, it didn't take long. There weren't very many jumps before everything went bad. And at the time, I had a rear steer setup on the truck. So I was able to kind of putt around with the rear steer, which hadn't blown out at this point yet. So, I finished out the video, and I don't know if you saw it already, but it didn't sound so good at the end. Look at it. Sounds like a go-kart running. Yeah, so if your servo sounds like that, I think you might want to switch them out. So yeah, that's what I did. And I'm not rich by any means. I had to save money. It took a while. But now what I did is I got a Savox servo. It's 1231 SG high torque steel geared digital servo. And this puppy has got 388 ounces of torque, I believe, maybe 444 on 7 volts. When I bought this servo, I got it for a great deal, and it came with a glitch buster as in a capacitator from Racer's Edge. Now, I wanted to keep the rear steer setup, but I only have that 3-channel transmitter that I had made a video for. That was Tactic 2 TTX 300, and that too is coming on RTRs these days. But I like the transmitter a lot. I wanted it for rear steer. I set it up for my ground pounder, my Red Cat Racing ground pounder, and it worked great. So I tried it with the Axial AX10. It worked again. The problem was it just with the brushless setup, the front servo wasn't strong enough, and everything went wrong, as I said. So I had to get rid of the rear steer. I needed to use the 3rd channel for the capacitator. Take their advice. If they're gonna sell a steering servo with a capacitator or a glitch buster, it's probably a good idea to use it. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. But I don't want to go on and on. But I did have a request actually from a few people to kind of see how these tires are mounted to the Axial AX10. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the body off, and I'm gonna take a tire off and give you guys a closer look at how I made this truck work. Okay, so just loosen that screw, and it's fairly short. They do suggest that you thread lock it, and I did thread lock the inside. So it's just sorry about that. Just a very small screw, fat little screw, and it came with these washers too. So you're gonna get 4 screws that size, and now you also get this. I believe this is 3D printed just because of the way it looks. It has the lines all the way around it, but it's pretty solid. You know, the holes that hold the pegs of the tires are not wearing out. For you who don't know what the back of a Clodbuster rim looks like, I'll show you that too, because it's a little confusing. See, there's a single hole in there. That's where you put the screw in, and then these 5 pegs here go into this wheel. You can't call it a wheel hex at this point because there's nothing hex about it, but they go in the holes there, and then you screw down your screw to lock it tight. Now, you also get 4 of these. It's like a small cylinder, and these are made specifically for a Wraith or AX10, and the AX10 wheel hexes are a little different. it's not just a flat hex, it also has this circle right here. So, you know, I don't know if you wouldn't have the same effect with a regular wheel hex, put it that way. But the Wheelie King has wheel hexes like that, that would work. So, I mean, there's a few trucks out there that use that style wheel hex, so it just depends. But anyway, so you screw that directly onto the wheel hex, and then you put this over the wheel hex, just like that. Just push it down in there. Then you got to line up those pegs, and you put the screw back in, tighten it down, and you're done. And that's how it worked. I got these are Crawford Performance Engineering. It's a company I found on eBay. They make a lot of aftermarket clodbuster parts, and it says wheel adapters for the Wraith. But you know, like I said about the wheel hex, they'll work for AX10 and I'm sure numerous other trucks. But there is one more thing I wanted to mention. The body I use is an 8th scale monster truck body. That if you go on Proline, it'll say that's for the Revo and the E-Revo and the Summit and the E-Max. That's the size I use, and these fit good on crawlers and they fit good on this monster truck project. So if you go to Proline and you pick 10 scale and you get a Stampede size body, it's going to be small on that, and it'll look good with Crawler King tires or Stampede tires, but it won't have the effect that you're looking for. This they would consider an 8th scale truck body, just for you who wanted to know. So besides that, I think we're ready to test this baby out and see how that new Servo performs. Hit my music. Alright, basically I hit the jump a few times. The servo's working fantastic. The spur gear, as I said, is a stock plastic one, and it's already chewed up. It's clicking away because it's almost ground to nothing. So I'm just going to run that spur into the ground. As I said, I'll order the aluminum Robinson Racing one, and all should be a lot better. So for now, let's just keep jumping this thing and run it hard and make that spur gear regret being on this truck.
real quick. Oh, sounds like an lawnmower.
Alright folks, so yeah, that spur's cooked. It's almost, you know, it's not worth putting the truck through any more abuse than it has to. The spur's not going to work properly anymore, but I'll tell you what, this truck whips around so good. And with a little here, let me shut that off, guys. Yeah, I learned my lesson with the Kyosho fan in the background. Okay, but this truck, it performs so well. I just can't wait to run it again. I'm going to go home, I'm going to order that Gen 3 slipper unit from Robinson Racing and just wait with bated breath to get this thing running again. I cannot wait. And the handling is super aggressive, and it's going to take some practice, but boy, oh boy, is this thing fun. I can't wait to jump it on dirt. I want to take it to the dirt track where I ran the Stampede monster trucks, and I want to bring it everywhere. Now it's my favorite RC, and it doesn't even have a spur right now. It's still my favorite. But yeah, that's it for now. Thanks again to Team Integrity RC for picking me for this week's Trophy Post Award. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you to all my subscribers for subscribing, and those of you who like my videos, that means a great deal to me as well. If you have anything you want to ask me in the comments, feel free to do so. I will get back to you. And just like this, like when I showed the wheel design, somebody asked me, I wish we could have a closer look. No problem. Next video, I'll give you a closer look. If there's anything you want to see, even if you ask me about a short course truck and I'm going to be running a crawling video, I will bring the short course truck just to specifically show you what you need to see or tell you what you need to know. So feel free to ask. And thank you again for watching my video and subscribing. Until next time, remember, have fun, but stay safe out there, guys. Bye-bye.